to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross, and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you as we navigate through the clouds of life, empowering one another. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast. Listen, we are here at the International Black Theater Festival 2024, and it is Marvtastic. If you know, then you just know. Listen, I have my co-hosts with the Moses. I have my special co-host with me, Angela Ray. And then I have the one and only Jordan Wright with me. What's happening, peeps?
Everything's good. Everything's good, man.
How you doing, Angela?
I'm excited to be here. This is a lot of fun.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, listen, we have a very, very special guest with us. We have the one and only, the ninth wonder of the world, ninth wonder in the building.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man?
What's going on with you?
Man, super excited to have you here, brother. First of all, let's go ahead and get into it. What does this festival mean to you?
Man, it just shows the world how black Winston-Salem really is.
I hear that.
A lot of people don't really understand the heritage that is in this city.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very, very, very Afrocentric black city.
Yes, it is.
And this is one of the many things that this city does. And it's been black a very long time. With a lot of black entrepreneurs. A black entrepreneur started this thing and raised a lot of kids around here.
Yes.
And so it just shows you the heritage of this city, how strong it is. I mean, we're kind of off the beaten path. We're not on the I-95 corridor and something like that. But, you know, as you can see, every year, every 2 years, this thing is a thing.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
That's
Great.
important.
Yeah, absolutely. Great segue to actually go about your journey and how you have empowered the youth to continue this hip hop beats, everything else that we so encompass in our culture. We were just talking about it earlier, and we were saying we are the culture. We run the culture. We run the world. So I would like for you to talk a little bit about some of the work that you've done over at North Carolina Central with that over there.
Yeah, I started at North Carolina Central 2006. It's so funny because when we talk about this city, the new chancellor of North Carolina Central is a native of this city. Graduated from Carver High School in 1993. Matter of fact, your mother graduated from Glenn with me in 1993.
Right on.
But being over at Central was a blessing because I got a chance to talk to the next generation. Have a conversation with the next generation. We don't, and us as elders, we're moving in the elder spot now.
That's right.
We do a lot of this and not a lot of this with kids. And my class are lectures, but also my class consists of lots of conversations. Yeah. Because that's the only way we're going to get to understand each other. And I'm tired of generations not passing the torch. So that's a big thing for me, especially when it comes to hip hop culture. Like, I don't want to tell you Nas is good. I want to make you understand why he's good.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You know, it just can't be Illmatic as it. You need to listen to it. No. Let me show you the genius of this person.
Yes.
Let me show you the genius of Lauryn Hill so you understand what we're talking about. And our parents, in a lot of ways, and the elders did it to us too. So me teaching at Central was a blessing for sure.
Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
So what made you get into like DJing, producing, and how did you get to names like Jay-Z, Pharrell, and all the names that came along with that?
Man, I was lucky enough to grow up. You know, if you're talking to somebody that's born like 1965 to 1980, we're known as Generation X. And Generation X, and I would go up to like 1985, 86 if you want to. But that particular 20 years of people that were born, we're known as the first hip hop generation, which means we're known as the first consumers of this culture.
Say that.
The culture came along, it was around 8-9 years before even a song was released. Yeah. And so by the time we get to 1984, 85, we might, as you have millions and millions of rap songs on your phone, by 85, we might have had about 50.
Let's talk about
it. And so hip hop was something that, you know, was in the air. We couldn't hold it in our phones. We couldn't hold it. It wasn't something that we could just rewind on YouTube. You had to go out and live it. And so in Winston-Salem and everywhere, if you was a black kid, I mean, that's what you were into. So I was lucky enough to grow up during the golden era of the culture, and during a fantastic time in R&B. I think we leave that out sometime.
Yes.
And so just being engulfed in music, where being good at music was first. There is no Instagram. There is no anything that kind of cloud the fact if you're good or not.
Yes.
you had to be able to sing. You had to be able to rhyme. This is a thing.
That's facts, man.
And so just being around that, and plus being in the band in high school and middle school, and it was a weird mix of things. But I still wanted to go to school to become a teacher, which I ended up becoming anyway. But just going to school and just staying on the craft and just wanting to be good at it. You know, my predecessors, the producers, you know, I just wanted to be Jimmy Jam. Like I wanted to be Pete Rock. I wanted to be these dudes. And the thing of it was, they were that because they were good at it. And so I did the crazy thing and dropped out of college. You know,
It worked for you, though.
You know, it worked out. It didn't work out for everybody, but it worked out.
That's right. That's right.
Much to my mom's chagrin, you know, she was a educator in this city for 46 years.
Love it.
And so, you know, I just kind of stuck with it and just put my head down, man. It's, you know, it's kind of cliche. Law of attraction is real. If you keep walking towards something, no matter how crazy your friends think you are, it will turn out to be great. So that's what I did. And it landed me in front of Sean Carter. And to be honest, Sean Carter wasn't even on my want list. You know, I was a rock. It was a label back in the day called Raucous. Do your research label. But it was, you know, it was most Def Quality, Pharoah Monch, Common, you know, that type of thing, that type of vibe. And I wanted to do that because the music felt good. Because I'm a Tribe Called Quest baby. So that's what it is. And I'm on that path doing that. And then here comes Jay-Z calling. I mean, it's a story to that. It's kind of long, but he calls, and next you know, I'm on a project, and then I'm like, okay. And then he called me right after the project was over and said, yo, that BCD you played for me, send it to Destiny Child. So I sent it to Destiny Child, and I landed my first single called Girl. So I love it. It's crazy, man. It's a blessing. It's a dream, bro. I can't even, like, some people walk around like they take it for granted. Like
you can't take it for granted.
Nah, man, this is it's a dream, bro. It's a 1,000% dream. The people I had on my wall in high school are in my phone, and I talk to them every day. That's amazing.
That's a
amazing
beautiful
stuff.
thing. Before Angela, before I let you guys actually get into this,
go ahead,
banter,
get at it.
Really?
You know what?
I'm just saying though.
We about to get at it.
I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get into this little banter y'all got going on.
Cool.
Have at it, Angela Ray and Knife One to go ahead and have at it. Baby.
Actually, I was gonna ask a question. I mean, I know.
No, go ahead.
Sure, please.
No, my question is, I know we know from Little Brother to you doing things on your own, music producing, all of that good stuff. How did you transition into film?
Wow, that's crazy. Again, something that came to me. Well, I got into film on the music side first. I scored the second season of the Boondocks, and for my man Aaron Magruder, and that led to I did music. Me and my brother E. Jones did the music for a basketball game for EA Sports. And then that led to the film I did about the black rowing team from Chicago, right? And so and then that led to me scoring my man E. Jones, myself, scoring the music from the Netflix animated series Good Times. And so
that just dropped.
That just dropped.
I know somebody worked on the casting side of that.
Yeah, I'm the music producer for that show.
Okay.
Music supervisor. So
love it.
I grew up watching movies, you know, we HBO kids.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
You know?
And so
That tan box.
that tan box.
Yes, sir.
And so we, you know, not only that, what intrigued me was all of the movies, especially in the early 90s, had all of these great soundtracks to it. So I just fell in love with just knowing soundtracks to like New Jack City and Juice and Boys in the Hood and Boomerang and all these fantastic soundtracks. I just fell in love with it. And so that's how I got into kind of like film producing. I was approached to do a movie, to produce a movie, and I'm like, wow. They was like, it's gonna be you and Dwayne Wade. I said, wow, okay, I'm with it. So
beautiful.
But I'm just in love with the music side of it, pretty much.
Okay, well, I got a question for you now, since we'll hold tight on that little banter then, because one of the questions I wanted to ask you, I just I say when it dropped, that Pete Rock and Common album.
Right.
That was that is an amazing album.
Right.
I really want to know your thoughts on that. To me, it exudes hip hop, but I want to know from your perspective, what are your thoughts on it? Your true thoughts on it?
I think it was a landmark album because it actually got a chance to show and almost kind of divide the fact that there's a difference between hip hop for 40-year-olds and hip hop for 20-year-olds. And that's fine.
That's fine.
I think I think 20-year-olds are tired of us bashing the music that they like.
Absolutely.
They like the music. That's fine. Let's have it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, and a lot of us bash the music they like because some of us have no place to go. Like they have no music to listen to. Their favorite rapper ain't hot no more. You know what I mean? But this shows there are a lot of music that's out there that's our age that we love, and people still doing music that we love.
Yes.
It's just not on a platform we can find it. And Common and Pete Rock, along with Nas and Hit Boy,
come on now,
and a few others.
Yeah.
Yes.
And shouts to Killer Mike.
Absolutely.
Shouts to Snoop and the Dog Pound. Shouts to my man Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
They're still doing music,
Yes.
but it's
Warren G.
It appeals to us though, and
Absolutely.
that's fine. I think we listen to music. The 2 or 3 or 4 now hip hop generations, we listen to music all differently.
Yes, we do.
And in the Grammys, they have a traditional R&B category and a contemporary R&B category.
Yeah.
So I think that needs to change as well for hip hop. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for throwing that in there. I wanted to hear your perspective about it. You're right. That Nas, Black 1, 2, Black Magic. I'm crazy.
Yeah, Magic is crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely,
sir.
yeah.
And all of the King's Disease. And,
Yeah.
I was listening to the Lost tapes the other day too. Nas's Lost tapes. It's timeless. The music is timeless. Right. It's the same with Jay-Z. And those that are in that era, it's timeless music.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, all this timeless music.
Yeah, most kids that I teach, they don't know because they weren't exposed to it. And once you expose them to it and you show them the genius of it, then they understand. Okay, why is this so good? I'm like, well, do you hear what he said there, here, how this goes together? I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So now when they go back to 90s, they know that your Andre 3000s, your Jada Kisses, your Black Thoughts, your Raekwons, your Big Boys, all of those rappers from that time actually went by the same tenet.
Absolutely.
And so now they know what to look for.
Absolutely.
And they appreciate it better.
Yes. So since we know you don't have a whole lot of time, I'd like to end the show with a little fun and let you and Miss Angela Ray go with this banter that you got.
Smoke.
Wow. Okay.
Let's
Shots
get it.
fired.
That's
Shots
right.
Fired.
No shots fired, man.
Actually, this is what I wanted. What I want to know, and then we're going to circle back to this rivalry. You're in the gym. You're working out. What top 5 songs are on your Spotify list?
Man, come on. Wow. I'm into playing albums.
Okay.
Instead of the songs.
Yeah.
Like, I feel one of the best albums of all time is Curtis Mayfield's Superfly. And listen. And so the depthness of that album, like I can listen to it all day if I'm working out a shoot ball. It's like, You ready for the smoke now? Listen, you playing around?
I mean, no, I'm not playing around. So for those of you who don't know what this banter is, right before Knight dropped in the chair, I said something about him because I was going to be over here. I said something about them letting a dookie get into the chair before it's Tar Heel.
Wait a minute, I ain't going even front. See,
which one are you? Were you representing, Chris? What we doing? What shade of blue?
Day,
oh, okay. All right.
I just didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So
you talking to Knight, not me.
There's a debate going on about, between since we are at the International Black Theater Festival.
Okay. Say that.
Which institution by historical tenets is the blacker school?
Between Carolina and Duke.
Yes.
Oh, don't do that.
We can go there.
I
got about
there.
5 minutes for a lecture real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yes, please. Teach us.
Back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a man by the name of John Merrick. John Merrick was a young barber in the Hayti district now.
Yeah, we know that.
You know what that is?
Yes, I do.
In Durham, North Carolina. Was a barber, and at that time he used to do a lot of young philanthropists' hair. At the time, he used to cut their hair. So one gentleman came in and he said, "Man, you seem pretty smart. Would you like to understand real estate? Would you like to own this barbershop?" He said, "Own the barbershop? What you mean?" He said, "I can teach you how to own a barbershop." He said, "You seem like a smart young man." So he showed him and taught him real estate, and he showed him how he ended up owning the barbershop. Next thing you know, John Merrick started making a whole lot of money. John Merrick started making a whole lot of money. Then when he got his friend C.C. Spalding and his friend James E. Shepard, they started North Carolina Central University, and they started a company called North Carolina Mutual Life, which ended up being Mechanics and Farmers. Then it went to back to the same philanthropist. It's like, man, we want to have our own hospital. So the Lincoln Hospital was the only black hospital from 1900 to 1976. You know who that man was that helped John Merrick out? His name was Washington Duke. Washington
W.B. Duke.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the story.
Washington, are you sure?
Yeah, actually I am.
I bet you can't tell the same story about Carolina. Let me finish. So Washington Duke.
Well, okay.
Washington Duke, along with his sons James Duke and Ben Duke, not only gave to a school called North Carolina Central, that's called Ben Duke Auditorium on campus. They also gave about equivalent of $40 million to a school called Johnson C. Smith, which is crazy.
Bulls. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bulls, right?
Bulls,
the
right.
entire Duke campus was done by the first black PhD architect from the University of Penn named Julian Eibel at that time. Okay. On the campus of Duke University, we have the number 2 African American studies program in the country, which I'm a part of. And it was started by a man by the name of Henry Louis Gates. This was crazy. And then we also have a place called the John Hope Franklin Center, because John Hope Franklin wrote a book called From Slavery to Freedom. Man, can I keep going?
Please keep going.
I don't think we want to do that.
So it's black because people of non-melanated gave money. I'm just asking.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Because I just gave you a black man by the name of Julian Abel. I just gave you a black man by the name of Henry Gates. I just gave you a black man by the name of John Hope Franklin. Absolutely not. It is entrenched in Black Durham. That's what it is.
Okay.
Because no matter who you are, these particular people that people hate so much by the last name Duke funded Black Wall Street.
Oh, they did. They absolutely did. And even gave money to the Hayti district, to the church.
So what I want to know is, can you tell the same story about the history of North Carolina?
What do you mean?
I know I asked something crazy. Did I ask something crazy? Can you have the same story?
Do you mean philanthropist? Are you saying philanthropist?
I'm just talking about African American history when it comes to the University of North Carolina.
Okay. All right. We have, you were just talking about involvement. You know, we have George Moses Horton. Are you familiar with George Moses Horton?
Okay, keep going.
We got the GOAT. We got Michael Jordan.
Why they always gotta go basketball?
That's what they go.
That's what they go
basketball.
I didn't say anything about the team. I didn't say a word about the team. Did I say anything about the team?
Did I say Carolina team, or did I just say Michael Jordan? Because there's a difference between Carolina, the history of the basketball team, and there's a difference in producing one of the best basketball players of all time. Those are two different things, because you can have one star player, but your team is crap.
Can we talk about the history of North Carolina when it comes to the relationship with the areas in and the black people in it?
And I do believe that the University of North Carolina has a good reputation as well.
I'll tell y'all a story about Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing came to North Carolina in 1982, and he was going to go to North Carolina with Michael Jordan at that particular time. He stayed in the hotel, and he refused to go to the University of North Carolina. You know why? It was a Klan rally coming down the street, and he went to Dean Smith, and he said, "I can't do it, Coach." And Dean, in his infinite wisdom, probably one of the most influential basketball people that ever lived.
True.
He said, "Go play for John Thompson."
Teach us.
But it was a Klan rally coming down the street.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's not been any Klan rallies coming down Broad Street. I'm just asking.
I don't think so. No.
I'm just asking.
No. But what's also crazy about Washington Duke, man, Washington Duke moved Duke University away from Randolph County, which was Trinity College. Trinity College is on the Underground Railroad. Let me tell y'all something, man.
Please,
I gotta take Lamont Rucker to his play.
Oh, okay.
In a minute.
That's what you gotta do.
Okay.
In a minute, man.
So listen.
No, I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? You just ask questions.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, how did I saw on Instagram that you had a shoe deal that finally fell through.
What?
And a shoe deal that finally fell through.
Yes.
And that is a fantastic thing. I'm very proud of you. Love it for you.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
Can you tell the story? Tell the people the story of how that happened.
I met Kevin Durant around 2016, 17 at a tournament called Peach Jam in Augusta, Georgia. And walked up on him, man, and I said, "I'm a fan." He said, "Man, so am I." I said, "Wow, okay." And went from there, and time passed. And before COVID, he came to me and said, "Man, we got to do a shoe together. I want to do a producer pack."
Yeah.
I said, wow, okay. And COVID hit, and they kind of pushed things back. So by 2021, he came to me and said, man, I want to still do the shoe. And so we did the shoe, and sat on the phone with Nike for 3 hours, and we designed this shoe, man. And they let me pick the colors, everything going on with it. I got my brother's name in the tongue, my children's names on my children's birthdays on the side.
Yeah, man. Dope.
At the bottom of one, it's a clear bottom, so the bottom of one shoe is a map of Suitland, Maryland, where he's from, and on the bottom of the other shoe is a map of Winston-Salem. And just little details like that I got a chance to do, and I thought it was great, man. Nike made 12,000 pair, and they sold out of them. So
I love it, man. Listen, we're gonna have to let Knife one to get out of here. But listen, I hope something was said to you. Thank you again, Knife.
Thank you, man.
Yes,
thank you.
Absolutely, for stopping in and chopping it up with us. Listen, this is the Ross Clown Podcast. We're here at the International Black Theater Festival 2024, and it is Marvtastic in our sight. Hey, listen, we'll be right back with more from the Ross Cloud Podcast. Peace.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.